Let's talk about the most special person, the most special gift that you have been given to assist your learning, your habits, your memory, that will serve you and provide you with what you want. It's called your unconscious mind. And I call it a person because to relate to your unconscious mind, which we all have, which is the majority of us, just it's below our conscious awareness. Hence it's called unconscious. However, this part of you will do whatever it can because it's totally loving, totally wants to serve and wants to make things extremely easy for you. All you need to do is understand how it ticks and talk to it nicely, which is demonstrated by how I work with the animals and with the birds and the names I give them, like, Ratbag, who's the senior citizen long-billed corella, Mrs. Brown, Lemon, because it's a demonstration of when you talk to yourself nicely, you treat yourself like that part of you is your most loving, caring, favourite brother, sister, best friend person, then it responds. If you feed it negative stuff and you're grumpy and you talk badly to your unconscious, then so you have two choices. You can go the right way, turn right, speak right to yourself, do what's required with how your unconscious mind works, or you can go left and so your unconscious mind is that thing that makes things easy for you. How hard is it to tie your shoelace these days? If you've been driving a car for more than 2 years, how hard is it to drive the car? It was hard initially, until you got the gist of it, and then you could do all of the complex tasks of being aware of the environment, looking in your rear vision mirror, knowing when to hit the indicator, and if you had the manual car, when to change the gears and how to move the clutch properly, how to notice what cars are doing what, and how to be aware of cyclists, hopefully. It's no fun being hit when you're on a bike. The unconscious mind is something that's very underrated. And again, educational institutions don't tend to teach and work with it in such a way that maximises, 1, your enjoyment of learning, 2, the ease of learning. So how do you do that? That's what the learning state's about. Firstly, your state awareness, and then the learning state. So I spend a lot of time working with students, talking about it in the Whispering 101 course in terms of how to relate to your unconscious, because we are all habit machines. Anything that's got DNA, these trees, that grass, the lorikeets, they all have habits. They all do certain things depending on the cycles and the seasons, as do we. So when you understand that, then you can work with it. When you understand the learning principles that maximise your learning, then for less effort, you can have better memory. And it all comes down to, firstly, going into the learning state. So you can access your unconscious mind, the alpha brainwave state. Here we call it the learning state. At learnwhispering.com we call it the whispering state. You could also call it the holiday state. Okay? It's the same as that thing that adults do when they get into the personal development stuff. It is presence, being here in your body, because that's where your neurology is, that's where your cells are, and all of those things that make us a living human being, a living entity. So when you learn how to turn your unconscious mind on for learning, it means the stuff gets in easier. Then you can bring yourself into that learning state, and you can test your memory. You can test how well you recall your subject, or how to put an argument together for an essay or a project, and also how to be aware of your body, so you're aware of the emotions, so you can make choices and do your best in any situation regardless of how tough it is. And when you master that habit, you can deal with really tough life stuff. You can deal with bullies, you can deal with challenging exercises, physical pain. I've had too much of that in my life. I'll tell you what, the learning state is the only way to deal with it in a way with, well, no drugs, no painkillers, or if you need painkillers, then also to be with the situation so your body's relaxed to maximize your healing. So that's the critical thing with the unconscious mind, and that's why it holds pillar 5 in the 9-pillar framework, smack bang in the middle. So your unconscious mind, it's not just all this neocortex stuff that makes us different from all the other animals. It also, when you know how to work with your unconscious mind, it works with all the stuff underneath. So you can sort of master your instincts, you can master your fight-flight response, you can hold your emotions and get the message from them rather than being terrified or just buying into them and acting out in a way that can be quite destructive. Then when you set up your study routine and use brain-friendly techniques that work with the unconscious mind, then your memory just becomes amazing. And what happens when you do this is that memory then improves throughout all of your life, not just your subject matter. You'll remember conversations, you'll remember where you put things. It's truly marvelous. And it's the key to that thing that people talk about, self-love. Talk to yourself like inside, like you are your favorite best friend, 5-year-old brother, sister. So when you see the next animal video with me and I'm sounding like I'm a child or behaving like an adult that's around a baby, that's what I'm doing. I'm modeling it for you. And it's a fun thing to do. It really is. It's playful. Playful. 5-year-olds love to play, eh? So think about that. You'll see the videos with fresh eyes now. I'm Jason for studentsuccesstutor.com.